Alright, for this video here, I'm going over what the works cited page in an MLA research paper looks like. The first thing I had you guys do here in English Honors 9 was to do an annotated bibliography. And remember that I said that the difference between a bibliography and a works cited is that a bibliography is a list of readings. A works cited is a list of what is directly referenced and cited in the paper itself. So we are only going to be listing the sources that you ended up using within your paper itself. Okay? Unlike the outline, which is a separate document, the works cited page is the last consecutive page of your paper. So you can see here up in the corner has the author last name Cilitris 14 because my paper actually ended on page 13. I'm actually showing you a paper I wrote in grad school, so enjoy. What you are then going to do is you're going to take all of those sources, first you center your title. All it is just centered works cited, and you can see our spacing is double spaced just like your paper already would have been. And then you're going to take those sources that you used and put them in alphabetical order, so you can see Berwick, Crocker, Garrett, Goethe, Goldman, Hubler. They're all in alphabetical order by author last name or by the name of the source. And I don't have any sources in this paper that start with a title of a thing, but this is an example. This is a sample paper from the Purdue OWL website. So you can see here the author named Drown, and then we go to Historical Census Browser. We don't have an author for this one here, so you can see they did alphabetical order by the first word listed in the citation. So going back to this here, one of the things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking to make sure that these sources are directly cited within your paper itself. So let me scroll back just to, go to my last page here. We can see that I've done a paraphrasing citation, and it says, McDonald outlines how medical classification of insanity or mental instability garnered sympathy in the eyes of the law, protecting families from further punishments due to the death of the relative, such as the seizure of property and assets. Don't worry if that doesn't make any sense to you. It's fine. This paper was about suicide and Frankenstein. So you can see here I have it cited as McDonald on page 75. What I'm going to do whenever I read your paper, whenever I see these citations, I'm going to flip back to your works cited page and I'm going to look for McDonald, and I can see there it says Michael McDonald wrote the article, The Medicalization of Suicide in England, Laymen, Physicians, and Cultural Change, 1500 to 1800. This is an article in a scholarly journal, the Millbank Quarterly, issue 67, published in 1989, and it was on pages 69 to 91, found on JSTOR. It is a web source, and it was accessed on this date. I'm going to do that for every one of your sources. So if you have it in your paper, there's McDonald again. It was a good article if you care about learning about changes of suicide. You can see Crocker. I did a direct quote here. Lester Crocker's essay outlines the conflicting philosophical ideas crossing Europe at the time. Among them, Hume and Voltaire believed, quote, the act was one of heroism, Crocker 59. So go back down here. Lester G. Crocker, Discussion of Suicide in the 18th Century. I'm going to double check those, so make sure if it is in your paper, then it better be on the works cited. Conversely, if it's on the works cited, I'm going to look to see where it is in your paper. So let's look for Berwick Roswitha. How long will it take us to find her? It's a long paper. I enjoyed writing this paper. I was very fascinated at that Mary Shelley had a lot of people in her life that committed suicide. And I thought, man, there's just no way that this lady was not inspired by all these people around her who were killing themselves. I know I used her. There we go. Berwick sees this as Godwin's attempt to make Wollstonecraft into a female Werther. Okay. So there you can see that I directly referenced Berwick at some point. Berwick focuses on Shelley's connection with her mother as another unwed woman involved with a married man. Alright, so you can see how there I directly referenced that author. There's a direct quote, Berwick 48. Okay, so be sure that you are doing that. You will notice again the use of hanging indent. Okay, remember that you can see the way my window is set up here that the beginning of the citation is default set on the margin, and then here this is the reverse of a paragraph that you indent. Okay, and if it's in more than one word, so you can see here more than one line, not more than one word, we keep that same indent. Like with this Michael McDonald one, it takes 3 lines to do it in the David Phillips citation. Like I said, this example here, flipping over, this is a sample works cited from the Purdue OWL website that I've been telling you guys about. You can download this and look at it yourself, and it's kind of a cool little thing because it gives these interesting little thought bubbles, essentially explaining how to do certain things. The paper is about farming. Yeah, the paper is about farming. It's kind of cool to look at it, how it breaks down and explains why things are done the way that they are done. So I hope between these 2 examples here, this gives you an idea of what your works cited page should look like in MLA format. And hope this helps. And if you need more help, you know where to find me.